This is an introductory video to Star Wars Tracker, which is a really good tool for collectors of vintage Star Wars figures and toys from the vintage era of late 1970s and early 1980s. And I've wanted to put these videos together for a really long time now. Star Wars Tracker has been around for a bit over 10 years. So it was back in 2014 that I started to first collect prices for some certain collectibles, Power of the Force coins actually. And it's been going ever since then. So there's a whole heap of data within Star Wars Tracker now, 10 years worth of price guide data. And the service itself is pretty mature now. It's got a lot of features and functionality. So I think the time is right to do a whole bunch of tutorial videos to showcase what Star Wars Tracker is and what it can do for you as a collector. And I kind of thought, where would I start with this? And I think the best place is to start with the website itself, the public-facing website, and just go through a little bit what you might come across if you just find Star Wars Tracker for the first time, or if you're doing a search for Star Wars price guides or portfolio management system for your collection, and you come across the website. I just want to go through it a little bit in the way that you would see it, and just go through some of the information that's available there. So Star Wars Tracker is first and foremost a website. It's available at www.starwarstracker.com, and this is the public-facing website that you'll encounter if you're not logged in as a subscriber. So immediately you'll see that it gives the impression that there's mobile apps for the service as well. And some of the other pictures here give you a bit of a taster screenshot of what the website is like on its own. So throughout the website, I've got a whole bunch of quotes from collectors that have used Star Wars Tracker. Here's one from Michael Havens that runs one of the big Star Wars Facebook groups, Imperial Commissary. So they're scattered around. If you want to read what people have made of Star Wars Tracker and why they like it, you can read more about that. And so Star Wars Tracker, as I said, it is a website that you get a subscription to, but it also enables you to use the mobile phone apps available on the Android Play Store and the iOS App Store. So one subscription gets you the website and all the mobile apps and everything. So get a bit of an insight into some of the price guide data, how it's laid out here. So we've got these really big broadsheet style statistic displays on all the figures, all the carded figures, vehicles, play sets, a whole bunch of stuff, all the stuff that you'd expect as a vintage collector. And got a bit of a screenshot now of the portfolio functionality, where you can upload details about your own collection as a safe storage space, and then always have access to it, in your pocket on your mobile phone or on the desktop through a browser. So it's really quite a nice system. So I guess just to speak more about that. So in my mind, if people ask me what Star Wars Tracker is, I say it's kind of, you get two benefits from it. So one is a price guide, which is updated weekly, or more commonly even more frequently than weekly. So at the end of a week, so by the weekend, the previous 7 days will have been assessed and uploaded into Star Wars Tracker, and that triggers a generation of statistics and rankings and valuations and all sorts of stuff like that. So number one, it's a price guide. But then number two, it's a portfolio management system. And what I mean by that, it's just a fancy way of saying that you can upload your collection and track it within Star Wars Tracker. So people traditionally might have been doing this with Excel or just on paper with a pen. But those methods, they are quick and easy, but they do have their drawbacks. And so through the course of these tutorials, I'll sort of demonstrate why I think Star Wars Tracker is a much better place to do that. So the other thing that's worth pointing out as you make your way down this landing page is a lot of effort goes into the price guides to make sure that any sales with reproduction items or reproduced parts or aftermarket constructed boxes, things like that, things that weren't actually part of the original item back when it was on the shop's shelves back in the 1980s. Those sales I'm not interested in, and I don't record them, and quite a lot of effort goes into making sure that stuff doesn't get into the price guides. So I know that collectors are on both sides of that fence. Some people are fine with reproduction accessories to sort of finish off their figures. I don't really comment on that, but I do make it clear up front that the price guides don't include prices for sales of anything like that. And I think that's important for at least one reason. Reproduction accessories are much cheaper than the originals, and that has the knock-on effect of, you know, a loose figure sold with a reproduction blaster goes for less money than the equivalent original item. So if my price guide is polluted with all these different kinds of reproduction sales mixed in with original sales, then you don't get a clear picture of what something is actually worth. So I've laboured that point a little bit, but it's a distinction that I pride myself on, and a lot of effort goes into cleansing sales data before it actually makes it into the price guides. So the price guide covers lots of stuff: loose figures, carded figures, vehicles, the large 12-inch figures, the micro collection stuff, die-cast vehicles. You'll find so much stuff in there. And kind of when you've got a digital price guide in your hand, it kind of almost makes irrelevant the printed books. So the books from, you know, the past, always, a lot of them included a price guide, which I kind of always felt was a little bit of a lost cause, because this hobby moves so quickly sometimes. Like as soon as the book goes to print, it's already out of date by about 3 months, and a lot can happen in 3 months in this community and the hobby, and prices fluctuate so much. So I don't think I really need to explain too much why the benefit of a digital price guide over the print price guides is it's untouchable, really. So I've gone over a price guide, portfolio system. One minor feature which is really useful is once you've uploaded your collection into Star Wars Tracker, you can then generate these really nice display labels for each of your items. And then I've got a little demonstration here where my Luke Farm Boy figure, I've been able to generate one of these labels and then put that label on the display stands. And so it just allows you to add a bit of finesse to your display and gives you know, more credibility to your collection, and you know, kind of communicates that this stuff is special and deserves to be displayed nicely. So that just comes as standard with your portfolio items, and people have found all sorts of uses for these labels, not just for display, but they come in really helpful for storage. If you need to put stuff away for a while, you can bag it up and put a label on it, and you know exactly what you have. And the other benefit of this, and I'll go into it with another tutorial, is with the mobile app, you can actually scan these barcodes with the mobile app, and that will actually pull up the portfolio record for that item, so you can remind yourself where you got it from, how much you paid for it, any of those details that you've recorded. It's just going to be there straight away. And so lastly, I just want to mention one of the things communicated on this page is, so you've got the price guide, you've put in your collection, and then so naturally you can ask for an automated valuation of your collection with the click of a button. So one of the beautiful features of this system is you've got a digital price guide, your portfolio is married up to each one of those items, and so you can generate how much something is worth with today's prices just with the click of a button. So it saves you trawling eBay, searching all over Facebook, writing down, getting an average, all that's sort of taken care of for you. And the final point on that is each weekend, after the previous week's price harvesting, the system will generate you a automatic valuation email, sort of highlighting some of the interesting sales that have taken place during the week, but then also an overall portfolio valuation, and then a line by line item valuation of everything that you've put up there. So that's really nice to get. It's a very passive way to stay in tune with the market. You just get this delivered to you each week, and it just allows you to stay in touch with what things are worth, where things are heading, if things are dipping. Yeah, really nice feature to have. So that's all I wanted to cover in this video. So the videos that come after this are going to delve really deeply into all the functionality of what I've mentioned, give you some tips and tricks on how to do things, how to search the price guides, how to upload your portfolio items, and everything in between. So I hope this was useful, and I hope this allows you to figure out if you want to go through the rest of the tutorial videos. But in any case, thanks for watching, and happy collecting. All right, bye-bye.